So what's going on, programmers? This is Code with Vic. My name is Victor, and today we're going to be looking at 6 apps you can make with Python. And these apps are definitely for beginners, and they are some of the projects and apps I worked on while I was still learning the Python programming language, just to get the hands on. They are actually games and a few fun apps that I made. So let's get started. So the first app is a calculator, and as you can see, it's just a normal calculator. It took a lot of time to design the buttons and all the stuff you're seeing. It can do basic calculations like 2 plus 5 and 7, and this is actually a desktop application. The whole applications we're going to be looking at today are desktop applications. Okay, so 8 plus 9, that's 17. That happens just fine, and this is just basically in a normal calculator, basic functions that a calculator does. This is what it does. So let's take a look at the code behind this. So I'm going to open it to Sublime Text. You're going to see that it was made with the PyQt framework. I'm not here to explain all the code. We just want to know what we can do with Python. Okay, so this is just a little code I wrote for it. Remember, I was a beginner, so some of this code might be unnecessary. So it's kind of long. It's about 253 lines long, and we actually don't have a problem with that because this is actually cool. So that's the first app, and we're going to take a look at the second app, and it's called the children game. And if I open this up, you're going to see this platform for the app, and I actually got this idea from an app I saw on an Android phone. So I was like, wow, this app is actually too simple to make. So I just took about an hour or 2 hours to put this together, and in front of my mates, because I was like bragging or something like that. So I just opened it. This is the addition. It's just gonna ask you questions based on addition. So 9 plus 4 is 13. I get a correct score. 10 plus 3 is what? 13. I also get a correct score. If I put a wrong score, say 10, you're gonna see I get 1 wrong, and I failed once. I passed 2 times. This is actually a fun app to put together. It didn't take that much time, just an hour or 2. We got, let's put 6 here, and this is pretty cool. And you can see the design. It's quite like, should I say, it's quite motivating or whatever. So let's jump into the code for this one. We're gonna go into Sublime Text. This was also made with PyQt, the PyQt Python framework, which I will be teaching in this channel. Okay, so I'm gonna look at this. These are the lines of code. They're about 190 lines of code, and when it comes to coding, the lines don't matter so far. It actually does the required stuff, and you actually arrange it in a readable format. That's actually the best when it comes to coding. We're gonna look at the next app, which is the Noughts and Crosses app. This is actually one of my favorite apps, and I took a lot of time to make this app actually. So you can see the design here, Nigeria. Yes, I'm a Nigerian. How to play, it actually looks very horrible, so let's just click on play. And this is your normal Noughts and Crosses, just that when you click on it, it doesn't just give you an X or an O. You have to choose. I added these features. Took me a hell of time. So I can be the X here, and you can play here. You aren't gonna win me, computer. Okay, nobody won. Let's try to play till I win. You can't win me. I'm too smart for this computer. So it's actually a very fun game. It seems the computer doesn't outsmart me. It's too dumb. Okay, so this is basically what it does. It doesn't have any cooler feature. We just keep getting a draw. Can I get a win, please? I say put it here. Whoa, it just beats me. Well, that's nice. That's just basically what this app does. You can see it gets me notified when I fail and stuff like that. It wins again, lost, bahaha. That's actually a mean laugh. It is actually a fun project to work on, and you can still press on restart when you get to restart, and everything works just fine. So you can make this app with very little knowledge of programming. You just have to wrap your head around the GUI part and actually know how to use the Python syntax for programming. So the next app is still the same category. Okay, so it's still a Noughts and Crosses app, but this time around I decided to be a little bit creative. So you can see we've got levels here. I got easy, medium, hard, advanced. So the easy one, I'm going to click at it. Don't shout, it's actually just a game. You can see the animation, the intro, which I'm not going to read, and it has 4 buttons for some reason. And this is how to win. You have to line them up in a straight line in any direction and you win. Okay, don't say this is dumb, because it's actually the easy level. And let's go to the advanced level. You're gonna notice the animation is faster, and let's try to beat the computer. You would just end up fumbling everything up. So I am actually a little bit not too good at this. It won me because it's been really long since I played the game, so I'm really not that good at it, but I've won now. Okay, so see, I win. So this is actually a fun project. Let's see the code behind this. So Sublime Text, the code is similar to the noughts and crosses with 3 faces. There's actually 4 faces, noughts and crosses. You can be creative if you want, just make something unique to you. So I've got the classes for all the pop-ups. To be sincere, some codes here are unnecessary, so you just keep scrolling down and down and down and down, and you're going to see that it is at about 2,413 lines. What a waste of time. Not a waste of time, but just use this period to just learn 1 or 2 things, or while making something I can enjoy. I wasn't really planning on selling it or whatever. It's just a fun tutorial anyone can make and do if he or she designates the time for it. Okay, so that's the code behind this, and this is actually a fun app. I don't know, I might share the link to the app on, what do they call it? I'm going to share the link to the app. Okay, so if you check and it's there, I'm just going to try my best to upload it to GitHub. Okay, that's what I was trying to say. I'll try my best to upload the code to GitHub. So the next app is quite interesting. Okay, so I'm going to open that. All these apps were made with PyQt, and if you know PyQt, you know it doesn't come with this moving text. I don't know what they call it in HTML. Is it MAQ or something like that? So the moving text here, you can see it's telling me welcome to the advanced plotter, thanks for using this app. I actually implemented this feature on my own, tried. After so many failures, I was able to make this animation work just as I expected and look as realistic as possible. This is just a text box, and then we've got text which is appended and taken off. So that's just basically what it does. Now you can see this plotter app can plot straight line graphs. It can plot scatter plots. We also have the pie plots, and we're going to take a look at a few of them. So this is the straight line plot. You can enter x values 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure the x values, the number of x values is the same as the y value. So I'm going to give 5, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to give 20 as the 7th one. Click on plot, and you can see we've got the great graph plotted out for us. That's quite interesting. I made this with hopes of using it during the semester work in my school, but I ended up not using it. You can see we plot scatter plot here. You can see that looks awesome and great. That's a fun project to work on. This one I used PyQt, and I also used PLT, that's matplotlib in Python. So let's look at the pie plot. So I'm going to enter x values. Let's say we've got 100, 120, a 50, and a 20, and then the 100 was for maths. Let's put that maths. The 120 was for physics, 50 was for chemistry, and the 20 was for let's see, English. Okay, so let's plot this. Let's click on new plot. Okay, so this is great. You can see it's perfectly laid out. We've got the mass, and it just gives us a perfect pie plot We don't have to work for it. It gives us instant data visualization using the data we put in. I know this is not a hard project, but it's quite impressive for a beginner, and it shows off your data representation skills. Okay, so this is the project. This is just the plotter that I've created, and I think this is one of the fun projects I actually made as a beginner. Okay, so this is a cool project to work on. I also made projects like the snake game, but let's look at the code for the plotter. So let's open with Sublime Text. You can see we're using a lot of PyQt5 module. We use the mouse module, the random module, and then the matplotlib module and the time module. So that is great. We have some bunch of lines which I'm not going to explain because I'm just demonstrating what you can do in Python. Some crazy lines here to do crazy stuff, and it just turns out to be about 270 lines of code. I think the code here should be clean and not too messy, so this is great, and this is what we've got. Okay, the final project is the scientific calculator project, which I just tried to build out. The scientific calculator didn't go out so well. I planned for a lot of features on this calculator. Okay, so for example, the mode, you can see you've got calculator mode, statistic mode, quadratic mode, polynomial mode. This was when I was math freak. Base mode, simultaneous mode, matrix mode, complex mode, graph mode, sets mode, programmer mode, unit conversion, date calculation. Wow, well, I ended up not working on them. As you can see, this was supposed to help me out, but I didn't go ahead to complete this app. It was a great app. By the way, I've got other apps, but I actually can't find them now. When I do find them, I'll make a video about it. But these are the basic apps you can create with Python using their GUI library. I actually needed to show you other apps that involve database, but I'm not going to do that in this video. I think this is just a little motivation. If you want to get into development with Python, you can just do a little bit of graphical apps before you go into web and get into serious work with database and also AI. Okay, so this is a really fun project to talk about. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to learn how to use the Python GUI library such as PyQt for designing things like this, click the subscribe button and like this video to help me and the YouTube algorithm. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. This is Still Code with Vic, and thanks for watching.